Thanks for joining us on Nationwide. I am Minna Daniels. President Bola Tinubu is now in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, to attend the Joint Arab-Islamic Summit, which will focus on the current situation in the Middle East. The presidential airplane landed at the King Abdulaziz International Airport at about 10 a.m. local time. President Tinubu was received on arrival by a delegation led by the Deputy Governor of Riyadh, Prince Mohammed Abdul Rahman. The Riyadh summit is scheduled to commence tomorrow, Monday, November 11, 2024. A statement by the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that the event is at the instance of King Salman and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. During the summit, President Tinubu is expected to address the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, emphasizing Nigeria's strong call for an immediate ceasefire and the urgent need for a peaceful resolution. Nigeria will also advocate for renewed efforts to revive the two-state solution as a pathway to lasting peace in the region. The president is expected to return after the conclusion of the summit. The Nigerian Army's 17th Brigade, Katsina, has rescued 9 kidnapped victims, including 2 nursing mothers, from captivity and handed them over to the state government. The victims, residents of Katsina State, were initially abducted from the Sabua local government area and held for 3 months in the forest around Kaduna State. Awal Haliru reports.
7 victims, including 2 nursing mothers, were kidnapped from various locations and taken to forest in Kaduna State. The commander of the 17th Brigade, Katsina, represented by the Chief of Staff, emphasized that the rescue operation demonstrates the Army's non-kinetic approach to addressing insecurity. He warned bandits and other violent extremists to cease their activities.
This particular rescue was through non-kinetic operation, which was done by the High Echelon of the Nigerian Army. So with this, that showed that the door is still open for them to embrace peace and turn a new leaf. So we are sending this as a warning and also an advice to them if they are ready to heed. And if not, we'll still continue on non-kinetic operation.
The Katsina State government, represented by Senior Special Assistant on Victims of Banditry and Internally Displaced Persons, commended the Nigerian Army and other security agencies for their efforts. He assured the victims of government support, including medical and psychological care, and reunification with their families.
All the security agencies in Katsina State are now working together in synergy. That's why we are succeeding. That's why we are fighting this menace and so on. And look at it now, it has been transferred to Katsina State and then carried over by the 17th Brigade.
This rescue operation brings hopes to families affected by kidnapping and demonstrates the Nigerian Army's commitment to combating insecurity. In Katsina, Awan Halaru, NTA.
And after 4 months of intelligence gathering and painstaking surveillance, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have smashed 2 major cross-border drug trafficking syndicates with cocaine and opiates worth millions of naira recovered from them, while 6 leaders of the cartels were arrested in different parts of the country. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim has details.
It was the end of the road for leaders of the syndicate, known as notorious for their cross-border activities. They were arrested at different locations across the country in possession of different types of psychoactive substances, including cocaine and tramadol, concealed in vehicle parts. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives in Apapa Seaport, Lagos, on Wednesday, 6 November, intercepted 31,750,000 pills of Voltron, a controlled opioid packaged and concealed in a container imported from India as diclofenac tablets. At the Murtala Mohammed International Airport import shed Ikeja, Lagos, NDLEA officers intercepted a 700 grams consignment of Loud. A software engineer who showed up to collect the package was promptly arrested, and a follow-up search of his home in Lekki led to the recovery of some drug paraphernalia, including cannabis crusher. In Abuja, NDLEA operatives in the Federal Capital Territory on Thursday, 7th November, intercepted a truck along Abuja-Kwali Road with 755.50 kilograms cannabis concealed under empty cartons of noodles. Discoveries and arrests were also made in Kaduna, Kano, Edo, Plateau, Kwara and Ondo State during the week under review. These include war against drug abuse advocacies across the country. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
As farmers in Jigawa State become busy harvesting most of their crops they planted during the 2024 rainy season, some are counting their losses as a result of flood that affected thousands of hectares of farmlands. Correspondent Awal Mohammed Kazaure, who visited some farms and markets in the state, files this report.
Year in, year out, farmers in most parts of Jigawa State have continued to engage in farming activities amidst uncertainty on what will befall their investment, taking into account the recurrent flood disaster, which this year alone destroyed thousands of hectares of farmlands, a major threat to food sufficiency in the country. A visit to major markets in the state indicates that at this time of harvest, there is availability of different variety of grains in the market, but prices are still high compared to previous years at this period. Farmers, traders, and middlemen attributed the non-availability of some crops and high prices to flood, noting that areas not affected by flood, farmers have made bumper harvests.
We used to harvest 80 to 90 bags in this farm, but due to flood, we are anticipating 30 to 35 bags this time. Many farmers affected by flood have resorted to buying instead of producing and selling. We receive few goods in these markets compared to last year's harvest season.
The chairman, All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Jigawa State, Ibrahim Garba, said farmers need to come under one umbrella so that their challenges could be channeled to appropriate authorities with a view to provide lasting solutions. He said Jigawa State is leading in the production of perishables like watermelon and tomatoes, but a lot of loss due to lack of storage facilities.
You see, at times the farmer could not even harvest the tomato because of he has a limited access to the market. The market is not favorable, and maybe he doesn't have the money to purchase the basket and the harvesting this thing. If you compare, the price of the tomato cannot cater for that expenses.
Government, through the agro-climatic resilience in semi-arid landscape, ACRISAL, is doing all at its disposal to address the challenges facing farmers so as to achieve food sufficiency.
History and reports have it that Jigawa, being a wetland, is a flat land that's so prone to flood. Therefore, what ACRISAL has decided to do to ensure that the funding and intervention we intend to bring here, and I'm happy to tell you that sum of $70 million has been earmarked.
Farmers in watershed areas were identified and empowered with soft loans to mitigate the impact of flood. This by giving them training on smart agriculture, using improved seeds and how to identify market opportunities with objectives of maximizing profit and boost food production. In Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
Meanwhile, agriculture, as a bedrock of development, must be given adequate attention to secure the nation. In Nigeria, post-harvest losses has always been a challenge to farmers' productivity and food sufficiency for the nation. Lukman Hassan, in this report, takes a look at the place of technology in mitigating this challenge and the role of private sectors in enhancing agricultural productivity and food sufficiency all year round.
As a critical sector of the economy in any nation, one of the major problems faced by farmers in Nigeria is preserving their produce after bumper harvest. How can post-harvest losses be eliminated and ensure that farmers benefit more from their produce?
Preservation and raising of our own local breeds, when they are well fed, when aspects of silage and these things are being manufactured. And Nigeria has comparative advantages.
Take a particular crop and then look at that value chain. You will discover that we have a lot of job opportunities along that line. But most at times, in most cases, neglect that and then choose to export or leave that to the formal people or the white people to process what we can also process.
This trail, I've done so much, cabbage, there's irrigation, desert farming, farmer development. We can learn it. Country like Brazil, country like India has done so much and so well in the area of cooperative agriculture, insurance for farmers, and these smallholder farmers by which you can aggregate what they have and assess market by themselves.
With the use of technology such as solar refrigeration and modified atmospheric packaging, among others, what role do the private sector need to play in enhancing agriculture in Nigeria?
Each and every Nigerian now should look at what you can produce within your immediate environment, look at your soil, your weather condition, and then see the type of goods you can produce within that region.
Warehouses and all that is being created with security for investors in tractorization, animal husbandry like cattle, dairy. The private sector actually knows where to pitch their tent once there is an enabling environment.
Countries such as Australia, South Africa, Korea's rice processing centers to prevent post-harvest losses, and Norway's unique technology to preserve crop seedlings. Nigeria can leverage this and other available options for better results in agriculture and food sufficiency. In Ibadan, Lokman Hassan, NTA News.
And 5 metallic ferry boats have been handed over to some riverine communities in Niger State to ease water transportation and check the frequent boat mishaps in the state. Fatima Osman reports that the boats were handed over to the benefiting communities at the Wuya River in Bako local government area of the state by the Community and Social Development Agency, facilitated by the state governments. The report.
Yes. Many Nigerians have lost their lives as a result of boat mishap on the country's inland waterways, most of which, according to industry observers, is due to disregard for safety guidelines and lack of standard boats. The recent October 2024 boat tragedy in Gbajibo community of Mokwa local government area of Niger State, which claimed more than 100 lives, has signaled the risk associated with using traditional wooden boats, night voyage, overloading, and non-use of safety jackets. Thus, the intervention by the Community and Social Development Agency, CSDA, by providing 5 number of metallic 50-seater passenger ferry boats and safety jackets to some riverine communities in the state to forestall reoccurrence.
This is a 50-seater metal boat intervention by CSDA. So inshallah, with this type of intervention, we're hoping not to see any boat mishap.
Each boat comes with 10 life buoys, 2 fire extinguishers, 50 life jackets for adults, and 6 number life jackets for children. And then it is powered by 2 number 40 horsepower engines, which they can use alternately.
The 5 benefiting communities are spread across Bako, Edati, Bargu, Mokwa, and Bida local government areas of Niger State. I am Fatima Usman, NTA News.
And Bayelsa State Governor Doye Deri has described the flood situation in Biseni communities in local council area of the state as pathetic, as hundreds of families are now displaced. The governor, who visited the communities to assess the level of the flood and its impact on the people, also assures that the state government will secure higher ground to build shelters as part of efforts in ameliorating their sufferings. Timini Pre Ohia reports.
Biseni clan in Bayelsa State is made up of 13 communities, and oftentimes communities there are always the first ports of call and flood, and one of the worst hits every year. This time around, as the flood beckons, the main access road has also been overtaken by the rising waters, leaving the creeks as the only source of access to the communities. Governor Doye Deri, alongside his entourage, journeys through the Taylor Creek to have a first-hand information on the impact of the 2024 flood on the agrarian communities of Biseni clan. The governor's visit sparks excitement and hope among the natives, who also narrate their ordeal.
Some people's house, like Thatch House, failed due to this water disaster. And farms, we lost some of our farms just because of because we never even knew that this water is coming.
Governor Doyediri sympathizes with the victims, assuring them that the government is taking measures to alleviate their plights.
Well, the situation in Biseni is very pathetic. You know that in 2022 it was worse than this. And so we thank God that the people are resilient. As usual, the German is always very resilient. And we thank God that we have not heard about death of anybody from this community. And so when we assessed the flood in the state, so far, Biseni is the most impacted across the state.
Stakeholders of the area expressed gratitude to the governor for identifying with them in their most trying moments.
Those areas close to the river, most of those areas are also impacted. But we want to appreciate the government for, through the Agency for Flood and Erosion Control, a lot of canals were opened up. So this year in Agua, the state capital is not as impacted as it was in 2022. So we want to appreciate the government.
Highlight of the governor's visit to the flood-affected Biseni communities was the donation of 100 bags of rice, 50 bags of gari, and other relief materials to be distributed to the flood victims. Iyenogwa, Timinipri, Ohia, NTA News.
Time now to head to Lagos, where Adela is standing by with some of the stories making the rounds over there. Hello, Adela. It's over to you.
Thank you very much, Mina. The need to explore innovations in disease surveillance, early warning systems, and rapid response measures with a focus on strengthening Africa's capacity to detect and contain future outbreaks has been stressed. This was the position of a Lagos state government at a roundtable on health and biosecurity. S.A. Owamaka reports.
In recent times, Africa has faced several public health challenges, from devastating Ebola outbreak to the COVID-19 pandemic and other infectious diseases ravaging the continent. These crises have highlighted the vulnerabilities in health systems, as such underscoring Africa's resilience and potential to overcome global health challenges and response capabilities for future health emergencies.
We need to survey global partnerships, leveraging international support to research and development to address Africa's unique challenges. We must improve on our community engagement and empowering local leaders, promoting health literacy and combating misinformation.
A country with a good multi-agency biosecurity system will protect the welfare of its citizens, its natural resources, its biodiversity from harmful effects.
If you solve the water problem, and you're able to solve the waste problem, that is municipal solid waste and liquid waste, you efficiently cut down on the effects of cholera outbreak or other airborne diseases that goes to have a multiplier effect on our healthcare infrastructure.
Other speakers at the event were of the opinion that strengthening Africa's health security requires investments in capacity building and regional partnerships that are essential to reinforcing Africa's role in global health security.
Research is urgent, and governments and private sector must commit enormous resources now to research, hopefully to produce more super drugs, more super protection for the human race.
This is our country, this is our continent, and we all need to work together.
In Lagos, S.C. Owamaka, NT News.
In July, the former Minister of Education, Maman Tahir, announced 18 years as the minimum age for tertiary institution admissions from 2025. But that for 2024, candidates from 16 years will be given admission. The policy was recently reversed by the new Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa. Hingino John Adams spoke with some respondents who shared their views on the reversal.
As some parents prepared for their children's academic journey to tertiary institutions, a policy came up that only those that are 18 years and above will be given admission by 2025. This generated mixed reactions among Nigerians, thereby raising questions around psychological maturity of those below 18 and how to engage such children before they get to the stipulated age, among other concerns. Now, there is a reversal of the policy, and some believe it is a welcome development.
It's a good idea that was reversed because it gives leeway for the current minister and the government as a whole to find a better way of retooling the national policy of education.
We do not necessarily have to peg children's progress to a particular age. Children have different capacity and capabilities.
On the other hand, some are in support of the 18-year peg for tertiary institution admissions.
Some people will tell you, my child is very intelligent. My child is very intelligent. He can cope in the university. Yes, academically, the child can cope. But what of other aspects?
I don't see why children are forced to the university at 14, 15, 16. I've had a conversation with my son, who I don't even know how he got to SS2 at 14. I've been trying to calculate it. And I told him, I said, you cannot go to the university at 16. You have to go and learn something.
Now that it's back to status quo, many are optimistic that impact of the decision on the nation will be positive. In Lagos, Hingino, John Adams, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide continues in Maiduguri after this break. Welcome to Maiduguri. Borno State Governor Babagana Umar Muslim has expressed commitment to strengthening economic ties with the Republic of Chad in a bid to revive trade and socio-economic activities disrupted by the more than a decade-long Boko Haram insurgency. The governor announced this while hosting a Chadian delegation led by General Abdul Karim Idris Deby, who visited to express sympathy over the recent flood disaster in Maiduguri. Mohamed Gune reports.
The Chadian delegation was in Maiduguri at the instance of President Muhammad Idris Deby Etno to sympathize with government and people of Borno over the recent flood disaster that ravaged Maiduguri and environs. Governor Zulum, who appreciated the Chadian authority for sending a high-powered delegation to commiserate with the government and people of Borno, also announced plan for a reciprocal visit to Chad to meet with President Muhammad Idris Deby Etno to discuss regional economic and trade issues.
I will have a meeting with the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Chad and the Chamber of Commerce and Industry of the northeastern Nigeria and indeed Nigeria and the Foreign Ministry, so that we shall see how we shall enhance trade relationship between Nigeria and Chad through Borno State. I will also discuss with you on the repatriations of Nigerians that are living in Bagasota.
He used the opportunity to commend President Deby's leadership in the fight against Boko Haram and extended condolences over the recent loss of Chadian military officers killed in action. Leader of the delegation, General Abdul Karim Idris Deby Etno, conveyed President Deby's sympathy to the people of Borno following recent flooding. He described people of Borno and Chad as one who share similar culture and traditions. According to him, the president is personally leading the war against Boko Haram following brutal killing of over 40 soldiers by insurgents. In Maiduguri, Mohamed Goni, NTA News.
Key actors in ensuring an accident-free society have commended Federal Safety Borno State Command for its resilience and dedication to serving humanity, especially during Ember months. This was disclosed during town hall meeting to mark the end of the 2024 Ember Months campaign in Maiduguri. Tina Tool reports.
The
The town hall meeting, which was organized by the Federal Road Safety Corps Borno State Command in partnership with National Emergency Management Agency (NEMA), attracted government officials, representatives of security chiefs, traditional and religious leaders, clubs, organizations, and associations. With the team Speak Up Against Dangerous Driving, crashes kill more passengers than drivers, is to create awareness on the ills of overspeeding on the highway and effect of reckless driving, as well as acquaint key actors on the new sensitization strategy. Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps Borno State Command, Corps Marshal Usman Adam Muhammad, who noted that road crashes kill more passengers than drivers, said the new dynamic approach of sensitizing the passengers is to control the driver's wheel, yield positive results towards protecting lives of the citizenry on the highway.
As I assure the state that FRSC will continue to be vigilant in safeguarding the roads throughout the new year and beyond.
Permanent Secretary Borno State Ministry of Transport explained that the safety of the road is not only the responsibility of the Federal Road Safety alone, but a collective one, and called on all to support the activities of the command. Other speakers commended FRSC for the initiative and assured them of maximum support towards ensuring accident-free roads across the state. In Maiduguri, Tina Toro, NTA News.
That does it from Maiduguri. Nationwide continues with Mina in Abuja. Mina, it's back to you.
Thank you, Ladidi. The Nigerian Television Authority is once again showcasing its commitment to preserving and promoting Nigeria's rich customs through the 2024 edition of the Cultural and Traditional Festival, organized by NTA Sokoto Network Center in collaboration with Ministry for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. Governor of Sokoto State, Ahmed Aliyu, and Director General of the NTA, Abdul Hamid Salihu Dembos, described the festival as a testament to the NTA management's commitment to innovation and preservation of heritage through community participation and engagement. Sadia Umar Digi reports.
Atmosphere at the NTA Sokoto Network Center is electric, with traditional dance performances, art and craft exhibitions, cultural processions, and display of mineral resources and agricultural produce from contingents of the 23 local government areas of Sokoto State. Governor Ahmed Ali commended NTA Sokoto Network Center for the initiative and for organizing the traditional festival in 2 consecutive years.
The NTA has been around for decades, and it has continued to play a significant role in development of this country and uniting the country.
Director General of NTA, Abdul Hamid Salihu Dembos, underscored the importance of preserving and promoting the nation's cultural heritage, adding that NTA remains committed to delivering high-quality content reflecting values and aspirations of Nigerians.
NTA will always be there supporting implementation of your 9-point SMART agenda for the progress of Sokoto of the state.
Chairman of the occasion, Senator Ali Magatakar Dawamako, stated that the festival will assist in harnessing the national relics and identity.
We are here to celebrate our culture, an event that NTA management has contributed preserving our culture is something that is very good.
Prizes are to be won at the end of the 2-day fiesta. In Sokoto, Sadia Umadigi, NTA News.
And towards encouraging peace-building efforts and development of the country, the Director General of the NTA, alongside other notable Nigerians, have been recognized for their contribution to nation-building and national integration. The distinguished personalities were merited with the Heroes of Good Governance, Humanitarian and Service Award 2024. Organizers of the event, the Hope Ambassadors for Peace in Africa initiative, say it is determined to encourage personalities, corporate organizations and government agencies in their various positive impacts, which has contributed to the peace and growth of the country.
Our people, men of integrity and men and women of integrity that have been doing good and wonderful work in the side of humanitarian, in the category of humanitarian service delivery and humanity. So we are here to appreciate the little we have to them, to tell them thank you for assisting Nigeria.
They converge here simply because, to tell you, the name Home Ambassadors, they have done their own due diligence.
The DG have been supportive to the organization, have been supporting anything related youth and students affairs in the country. And this organization feel it deemed to award the DG. The Director General of Nigerian Television Authority will hold this award in high esteem.
The organizers reiterated that the Heroes of Good Governance, Humanitarian and Service Award will remain committed to recognizing hard work and commitment for the overall development of the country. Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Ali Pate, says the efficient cut down of the contract sum by 30% of the total for the supply of cancer center equipment to the new cancer centers being built by the federal government through the NSIA has positioned Nigeria to build more health infrastructure with less resources. The coordinator minister noted this as he observed the signing of the equipment supply contract between Siemens Health and the Nigeria's Sovereign Investment Authority in Abuja.
I have to go out of my way to appreciate you for the significant concession discount of 30%, which amounts to quite a significant amount of money, really, that we are clawing back to serve the public. We are in the business of making Nigerians healthier.
This will help thousands of patients. Cancer as a disease has become so personal. There's hardly any family which is not touched by it. And I think all of us together will do a great service by ensuring that, we provide the much needed care to the patients and families. And as you said, we are committed to deliver as per the promise,
And Kano State Government has finalized plans to renovate and upgrade healthcare facilities across the 44 local government areas in the state. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf announced this at the inauguration of the newly upgraded Nuhu Bamali Maternity Hospital in Kano Metropolis. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
This facility, a lifeline for maternity and pediatric care, now boasts enhanced capabilities to meet the growing demands of the state's population. The development followed infrastructure upgrade and provision of additional equipment for enhanced maternal and child care. The project, Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf noted, is a testament to his administration's commitment to fulfilling campaign pledge to create a healthcare system that is accessible, reliable, and responsive to the needs of every family in the state. With the hospital's capacity and resources expanded, the facility is now equipped with new medical technologies and improved infrastructure aimed at delivering advanced care. Additionally, he disclosed government has introduced a free delivery kit for every woman attending childbirth in state hospitals. Commissioner of Health Abubakar Labaran Yusuf explained that at least 60,000 of these kits are being distributed monthly across Kano, ensuring that each new mother has access to essential supplies for a safe, dignified delivery. As envisioned by the governor, he noted the impact of the upgraded Nuhu Bamali Maternity Hospital through expanded space and advanced equipment will allow it to serve a greater number of clients, minimizing delays and enhancing care quality. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Well, Benin Network Center is on export of call, and of course, Angoli is standing by with stories from that end. Hello, Angoli.
Mina, you're welcome to Benin. Edo State Executive Council has been dissolved. The dissolution was at the valedictory session presided over by Governor Godwin Obaseki. The session afforded outgoing members of the State Executive Council to appreciate the governor for the opportunity to serve and contribute to the development of Edo State. Good luck, Enaini reports.
Motion for the dissolution of the State Executive Council for 2020 to 2024 was moved by the Deputy Governor Godwin Obaseki, seconded by the Commissioner for Budget and Economic Planning, Osilama Okwofu. The session afforded the commissioners and heads of MDAs in the outgoing administration to pay tribute to the chairman in council, Governor Godwin Obaseki, for opportunity to serve.
Great privilege and honor to have served with you, to have transformed Edo State.
Commendation is the way you have spotted talent. I think one or two made allusions to that. From private sector, from places, from people who have never thought that they will come and serve the state and serve in public.
The outgoing commissioners, the heads of ministerial departments and their agencies presented awards to Governor Obaseki. The valedictory session for the outgoing State Executive Council climax with Adina. In Benin, Goodluck Inaini, NTA News.
The Oba of Benin, Obaiwai II, has tasked the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to undertake a study into the use of active ingredients in cannabis derived from the hemp plant that could lead to breakthrough in treatments of diseases and other medical uses. Now, this was when the Commander NDLEA, Edo State Command, led men of the Anti-Narcotics Agency on a courtesy visit to his palace. The details.
The traditional ruler challenged the NDLEA to look beyond illicit drug seizures and fighting drug crimes by focusing on winning proposals, research and development as it is in other crimes. Obaiwai II, who is the NDLEA Royal Ambassador, also drew the attention of the agency to unauthorized sales of prohibited drugs.
In Israel, it is an industry. They even have an industry for producing cannabis. But medical cannabis. I don't know if in the health sector in Nigeria they have developed that yet. You may wish to look into that and advise even the health sector, the minister, the Ministry of Health, also make a proposal or something whereby cannabis, they can have a medical grade of it.
Earlier, the State Commander of NDLEA, Mr. Lumona Kalis Obioma, appreciated the Oba of Benin for timely intervention on critical issues and solicited prayers for the protection of the agency's personnel and to achieve its mandate in Nigeria.
When we interact and liaise with the royal throne, we reach the grassroots. We'll be able to spread the message that drug abuse has consequences that are dire to the youth.
Deplorable road network and logistics challenges are some of the factors attributed for frustrating operatives of the NDLEA in fighting drug crimes. In Benin, Anwulu Kolo, NTA.
That's it from Benin. Nationwide continues in Jos right after this break.
To Jos. In an effort to empower youths to be self-reliant, the Hyperdeck has distributed starter packs to graduates of its Youth Transformation Program. Managing Director of the National Hydroelectric Power Producing Areas Development Commission, Abubakar Yelwa, said this while distributing the starter packs to the beneficiaries in Jos. Ijoma Ozomina reports.
The National Hyperdeck Youth Transformation Program, launched in 2022, is equipping youth to be entrepreneurs to cope with economic challenges. The beneficiaries, who were trained in various skills, including livestock fattening, were elated to have been empowered, promising to work towards becoming employers of labor.
I'm actually here to receive the gift from Hyperdeck, which we ate to impact my life, to make a very good living.
I'm going to make it and I'll continue. I will be strong in it. I will teach others too.
Managing Director of the Commission, while distributing the starter packs to the trained youths, emphasizes on the sustainability of the program as Governor Caleb Mutfan lauded the Commission for carrying out its corporate social responsibility.
We want a situation that when we come to Plateau State next year, we'll find at least 80% of our graduates becoming full-time businessmen and women.
We also want to appreciate the President of Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. He has the interests of youths at heart, and that is why he has made this provision for our wonderful youths. And I pray that they will make the best use of these kids that have been given, the training that they have received.
Congratulating the beneficiaries, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, represented, says the federal government's drive is to equip the youth to contribute their quota to nation building.
I still want to commend NHIPEDEC and its partners for not only giving it fit to empower our youth with these trainings, but also taking it a step further by ensuring that the beneficiaries across the 6 pioneer states of the Commission transit to business owners. 5,000
youths have so far benefited from the program across the country. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
Road Safety Corps is expressing concern over what it calls reckless behavior of some motorists. As a result, it has flagged off the 2024 Ember Month campaign to ensure smooth traffic flow, reduce road crashes, and create a safer monitoring environment. Again, Ijoma Ozomina has more.
The theme for this year's campaign, Speak Up Against Reckless Driving Crashes, Kill More Passengers Than Drivers, underscores the need to re-educate passengers and influence their minds towards understanding their rights as they travel from one location to another. Flagging off the campaign, the sector commander says the sensitization has become necessary in view of the envisioned increase in vehicular and human movement, as well as challenges caused by drivers through their actions and inactions for road users.
This campaign is a timely reminder that unacceptable road use behavior do not only pose a threat to the life of the driver, but also the lives and properties of all road users, that is passengers, pedestrians, and even animals.
The need to sanitize highways as well as surmount challenges informed the decision of the Corps Marshal to direct immediate commencements of mega public enlightenment and sensitization for commuters in all states of the Federation. Governor Caleb Mutfwang represented and enjoins motorists to bear in mind safety measures and respect sanctity of human lives while on the highways.
I want to urge all of us who are always on the steering to drive with all carefulness, to take precaution on any road we are using.
Stakeholders applauded the commitment of Federal Road Safety Corps towards entrenching safer road use behavior during the end of year travels and beyond. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
That's all from Jos. It's back to Mina in Abuja for the continuation of Nationwide.
Very well, Bill Kisu. Thank you so much. The Federal Government College, Daura, Katsina State, marks its 35th anniversary, emphasizing unity, sacrifice, and mutual support for Nigeria's future development. Hussaini Suleiman reports that the event featured an annual general meeting where new executives were elected, with Sunusi Abubakar Diso as the new president of FGC DOSA to lead the college for the next 5 years. His report.
As a premier unity school in Nigeria, the Federal Government College Daura celebrates the anniversary by identifying the needed mechanisms for national growth and unity among students of diverse backgrounds. Johnson Echelon, a 2001 graduate from Anambra State who traveled from the United States of America for this reunion, has a strong message for all Nigerians.
We have to lead by example. We've had cases where we interact with them and also try to let them know that they could also learn a thing or two from what we've done.
The outgoing president has shortlisted the achievement made in the last 5 years with optimism that the new executive committee's potential will provide more.
We know the just outgone officials have done their very best to continue to maintain, sustain, and even surpass what they have achieved.
8 positions were honorfuls in the elections, while secretary and welfare secretary positions have been contested. A gala night was also held showcasing the Nigerians' diverse cultures. outgoing executives and distinguished personalities were honored, while a football match was played among the old students. In Daura, Hussein Suleiman, NTA.
And next is a tribute to our dearly departed colleague, Joy Osiago.
Abuja to come up with innovative ideas towards enhancing government's efforts at creating a
Jason the dance excited about the most. So Nigeria, led by the Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, NIPC, will be
Indeed, she will be dearly missed. And that's Nationwide. Thank you for watching.